Do you wave? Oh.
Now walk. Now do your stepping in the name of the Lord song right quick for mom to get on the camera. Go ahead.
Step, step, side to side, round and round, dip it now, separate and bring it back, and let us see it do the love slide. Side to side, round and round, dip it now, separate and bring it back, and let me see it do the love slide.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Trinity. I reincarnated back on Earth June 11th, 2000 at 7:10 a.m. to two young parents and a family that carries the weight of all of their generational trauma.
There is TT.
Say Merry Christmas.
Get down. TT. Look.
What's up? She ain't gonna sing study no mother prayer.
Right here. Put your arm back here. Put your arm right here. Right there. Yeah, like that. Look at mom.
Say cheese.
I used to hate my name because Christianity never made sense to me. Preachers telling me who to love, peers telling me who to hate. An unwavering belief in an external source didn't seem right to me. My journey has always been inward.
But is that something that you feel like you've always known how to be authentic, or is it something that you've had to fully learn to settle into?
So my whole thing is identity. My whole thing is self. Like, it's like knowing who I am. And it's like, of course, it was definitely something that I was born with, but that I also did have to learn in a certain extent. But I think that the way that my experience has been learned has had nothing to do with the outside world. It hasn't had nothing to do with followers or viewers or whatever. My shit has had to do with, okay, I am seeing a pattern within my romantic relationships. I'm seeing a pattern within my friendships. I need to change something, what's going on in here? You know, what's going on?
You questioning yourself.
Yeah. Like, there was a time period where I had come across some older videos and pictures of me from like middle school, and I was making fun of that version of myself. I go to hypnotherapy a month later, and come to find out, I go into my hypnosis and I am transported to a beach that I went to in Florida when I was 16, right after I got my first tattoo, which is right here. And I turn around and I see the version of me that was on that beach in that time period, like with her head down, just crying. And I'm like, why are you crying? And she's like, you won't stop making fun of me. Like, you're literally just like everyone else at school who has been making fun of me. And it's just like, I apologize, you know?
Okay, you're not watching. Look at Daddy.
Go get my cell phone.
You gotta learn how to drive first. You can't drive and talk first. That's dangerous.
Hey, she's supposed to go get my cell phone.
Teach you how to drive.
The idea of a God forced onto my ancestors through slavery made heaven seem a lot more like hell. And my family struggles to tolerate these beliefs, so we don't talk about religion. Most of the men find me difficult, unruly, say I need guidance, and the women, they love like martyrdom, like body laying on railroad tracks or mother wounds that run so deep they reserve all their space to heal people like you and me. The women in my family are afraid of becoming their mothers, scared of a generational curse that reiterates itself with each girl that is birthed into our family.
TT. TT. What you want? Come here. You want to say something in the camera?
Uncle Pat, I want you. I want you to get out here and get in the water and get a dirty fish.
What's up with you and the dirty fish, TT? You kind of scared, Mama.
Do you want to know how I got this smile? When I came out the womb, the doctor said that my mom took too long to push me out. It resulted in the right side of my face resting against her pelvic bone for too long and giving me Bell's palsy. I suspect that in a past life, I was a martyr, the Katniss Everdeen of some past, present, or future version of Earth, fighting evil, kicking ass, and saving the lives of millions. They murdered me because I knew too much and wouldn't shut up about it. If I were to die young, I'd probably die a martyr. The Gemini in me cannot stay quiet about things that people have died over talking about. Something about this place has always been overwhelmingly familiar. I have lived many past lives. I never felt attached to my family. I always wanted to grow up fast. I feel more connected with the people I choose to have around versus the ones I was forced to be around. I yearned to be a vagabond, but everyone around me was so caught up in the illusion that I couldn't help but join the party. So hi, my name is Trinity, and as of today, I am 22 years old, and I'm not really sure what that means. If I were to peel myself back layer by layer, eventually we would reach an incandescent body of light. So what is time to an infinite being? What is a clock to God? I no longer fear death because it is death that births a new beginning, a sweet release from the pain of this dimension. So when I ascend, I won't mind if you don't remember me. Any aspect of my being that wants to be the heroine of your story is just my ego. And I would say don't listen to her, but most times she has something important to say. About me and my insecurities. I used to think that people would only listen if I wrote about my pain, that my words weren't worth a standing ovation unless I was breaking down on stage. When I was 12, I wanted the world to end. It's like 5 a.m. right now, and we are going to watch the sunrise on the beach. So... Is it ethical if I piss in the ocean?
I don't know.
It's like all the water cycle.
Yeah.
I've pissed in the ocean for eons, you know?
Yeah. It's just in front of niggas?
In front of niggas? I mean, technically, but it won't be obviously in front of niggas. I can cop a pretty girl squat, you know? Will you cheer me on?
I'll be over here cheering them on.
All right. An inevitable death seemed a lot better than one done by my own hand, not because I couldn't pull the trigger, but because I didn't want to make my mom sad. I believe that perspective is everything, or that everything is perspective, The person I am in this space-time continuum is still trying to figure out who I am in this space-time continuum. Reality is a shattered form of perspective. If there are an infinite number of possibilities, every morning I change my timeline with every little thing I do. If I were to flap my wings in the east, does that mean in another lifetime I was a butterfly? Chaos theory discusses a highly sensitive system where the slightest change can have immeasurable impact, and this is how I explain my existence. I have lived many past lives. Therefore, I have a question for you. What color is my aura in this picture? I've had quite the experience when it comes to romance. I found myself with women who only treated me like I was worth nothing more than someone they kissed in the dark. I found myself with men who had bad communication skills and nothing to offer me. I never wanted kids, but I sure did mother those niggas. Sure did make space for them to make a home out of me. I guess I liked my men the way I hated my father. Emotionally absent, physically too. But I'll be honest, sometimes, when I see a boy I really like, I still find myself asking if he likes black girls. And I hate the way society has taught me to hate myself. I hate the way that it has always wanted me to edit my existence. I can never get comfortable in them hard-ass church pews before an adult yelled at me to close my legs. They taught me that I was the problem, the reason I'd be catcalled and assaulted. The men in my family listen better when I am silent, so I never shut the fuck up. Once, my father tried to convince me that God made woman from man's rib, as if I didn't fucking come first. As if I don't always come first. When I was little, I hated the phrase young lady. I always knew adults used it as a box to put me in, as a guideline for the way I should and shouldn't behave, but I never viewed myself as prim and proper. I was a woman who ran with the wolves, untamable, eclectic, always evolving and loving every second of it. I knew that nothing lasted forever, and that even if it did, I wouldn't want it to. So hi, my name's Trinity. I was born June 11th, 2000 at 7:10 a.m. with Bell's palsy, and I've had an insanely deep connection with duality ever since. I have no desire to dance to the beat of anyone else's drum, and I cry at the most symbolic times possible. I finally love my body, and I'm learning to break things when necessary. I've come to accept the fact that change is the only constant, so I figure let us embrace it. If love was not the answer, I'd say it's surrender. Surrender to what was and embrace the possibility of what will be. I definitely talk to trees and find it absolutely necessary to build relationships with inanimate objects. I have a shit ton of stuffed animals and they all have names. I was 21 when I finally realized Erykah Badu was talking about emotional baggage in her song Bag Lady, and my perspective of codependency has shifted ever since. I am still proudly loving and learning. So here are 22 things I learned by age 22. 1. The only failure is mindset. The way we view our shortcomings and abandoned projects is 100% up to us. Our interests are meant to change. Some things we foresaw ourselves engaging with forever don't work out the way we thought they would. Some things are solely meant to be lessons, and that is for the best. 2. Everything is a reflection of me. To hate another is to hate myself. 3. Death is not to be feared. 4. Comfort is found within knowledge. Understanding the science behind your fears makes them a lot less scary. I encourage you to learn. 5. People only see you to the extent that they see themselves. Don't beg to be recognized by people who aren't even worth your presence. 6. I am at the center of my own universe. 7. Clarity is found when you least expect it. When everything seems like shit and your world is dark, in an instant, your perspective shifts and nothing is blurry anymore. 8. We must be okay with not knowing everything about everything. By attempting to grasp onto an explanation, we still leave so much out of the picture. 9. I was not created solely for the benefit of someone else. While I am destined to bring joy to others, I cannot allow another's perspective of who I am in this very moment keep me from evolving. 10. Everything will be revealed in divine timing. 11. Once, I asked a tree what it would like to be called, and it said being. 12. Once, I looked in the mirror and saw God. 13. Cherish and nurture the relationship you have with your inner child. Speak to her. Honor her daily. Make her ice cream sundaes and take her on a trip to Disney World. 14. Our gut is our second brain and our yoni is our second heart. Treat them wisely. 15. Vulnerability is a difficult thing to practice and everyone expresses it differently. Honor what it means to you and act accordingly. 16. It will get easier. It will. 17. Fear is a concept. Trust me, I jumped out of a plane. 18. Whenever we don't adhere to what we see or know, we run with our imagination and risk creating problems. Try to keep from assuming. It may be your anxiety talking and not your intuition. 19. There is so much power within the breath. 20. If an amazing opportunity comes your way and you're nervous, go for it anyway. 21. Touching yourself is important. When I learned what my body yearns for, I call it redemption from everyone who mishandled my body in the past. I am finally taking back what is mine. 22. I may feel completely different about everything mentioned on this list by next year, and that is okay. Embrace that change. Embrace who you are in this moment and know that everything happens exactly how it was meant to.